Good morning, everybody. It's Cowboy. Sorry for the late start. I hit my countdown that you just saw there with all that techno music, whatever. And I started talking and I was just talking and I realized I never hit the button to go live. So I feel kind of stupid. So we'll take this if we need to a little bit further. We'll go the full half hour for this, right? It's just going to go 15 minutes later. And then in the live lab and the private live lab, if we have to go 15 minutes over, we will go 15 minutes over. We just, as long as people in there are still asking questions at 8 o'clock or, literally 10 o'clock EST, as long as questions keep coming in, I will keep this going. Let me bring the gorilla in. Yo, gorilla, what's up, brother?
Hey, what's up, man? Hold on. Sorry about that. I was just distracted for a second.
Dude, I started on time. Like, actually, I was about 3 minutes late, and I hit that countdown at the beginning of the show.
Yeah.
And I was just sitting here talking to nobody for 12 minutes. Like,
you forgot to hit live.
Forgot to hit live, yeah. So I feel like it.
Hey, so what it happened to me several times.
Yeah, you know what it's like. I'm sure it's happened to anybody who live streams. So, one thing that we're kind of doing here is at Algo Factory, because just long story short, we kind of know what people want. We do just a real brief hello, and then we do the actual, we'll call it a sales pitch at the end of the show, right? But if you want to know more about what we do, we have a QR code at the top right-hand side of the screen, and we help people become traders, and we help them actually be able to have a chance at extracting money from the market on a regular basis. So right now, though, now that we're late, I figure we can let this public live lab run to a full 30 minutes, and then we can do the private live lab. V, if you have to go, that's cool. Like, I'll just let it run over on my own time. Now, if we're in the live lab and nobody's asking questions, I'll probably just end it right at 10. But if people are still asking questions at 10, then I'll keep it going. So, and V, of course, you're willing to do whatever you want, bro. Stay, go. I know you got stuff. But for the moment, look, we had an amazing drip state yesterday, and the gorilla told us both 2 weeks ago, last week, and yesterday what was going to happen with Bitcoin, and everything the gorilla has said has come true. Now and my charts have not disagreed with that. So basically, with Bitcoin right now, I'm just seeing that price wants to go up. And we have to be aware of the bull traps in this scenario because of where we are in the market. Now, I know the gorilla, we can't really reveal to everybody what we talked about yesterday in the special Thursday where you come in with your intel, which is usually once a week, sometimes 3 times a month, sometimes 5 times a month. But long story short, do you have anything that you are comfortable sharing about the current price action with Bitcoin, like what you think is going to happen?
Oh, where's it at right now? Because I think it's still range locked, is it not?
No. It's, if you see the screen there, you can see it broke out of that range pretty hard.
Okay, so did it hit 48 like we talked about yesterday?
It's right there. I mean, it's topped out at 47,680.
Yeah,
it hasn't hit
48. So that was just call it 48, right?
Pretty much.
Watch for a slight pullback.
Yeah. So that's a little.
We just talked about this maneuver yesterday.
Before it happened.
Yeah. And Cowboy and I did not compare notes. We just talked about this play by play yesterday. What the hell's going to happen? And here it is, happening in front of your eyes. If you listen to us, you got in position, you made money.
Yeah, and we don't give advice, but what we do is we tell what we think is going to happen on the charts, and then everybody in our group does their own research and makes their own decision because we don't do investment advice. But we talked about this move on the charts yesterday, right? So one of the things that what I do on my end is I'm a technical trader. So for those who might be new to this show, I use like a lot of this gobbledygook on what you're going to see on the screen right now. There it is. I used a lot of that gobbledygook, but all that what you saw right there is me testing a bunch of stuff. I don't really need all that, right? That's just, what I really need. I'll show you what I actually need to do my trades. Hold on a sec. When I'm trading, my screen looks like this, right? It just has and I don't even need those little X's either. Those little X's I don't need, Like most of the stuff I just don't need, but I have all those panels up because I'm testing algorithms, right? I'm testing what can happen. So my testing allows me to take a look at this Bitcoin chart and say, when this breaks out of here, it's probably going to go here. If it breaks out of this consolidation, it's probably going to go to here, right? That's just what it does. That's how I do things. Now the gorilla on the other end, I mean, you deal with people how many days a week before at the beginning of the show, which is kind of what has you sometimes a little bit late. How many days a week are you like talking to people around the world and doing large Bitcoin deals and gold deals?
Every single day. Because
okay.
Every single day I'm talking to people around the world on the institutional side. It's part of my job. I have to do it. I gotta, like right now I have one of my major clients is give me a whole entire project to do to restructure a couple of things for him and for his business organization. And so that's going to require several multi-million-dollar deals that are going to go into the pipeline. That's going to be done, section by section, tranche by tranche. So it's a daily thing because, let's put it this way, man. I mean, organizationally, we're moving like we're doing.
Hey V, real quick, bro, turn your mic up just a hair because I can barely hear you.
All right, hold on.
Because I know people want to hear what you're saying. Like, if you can't hear the gorilla, understand he's a freaking, like, he does the real business, right? Like,
yeah, I'm not like. Can you hear me now? Is that better?
Yeah, I hear you a lot better now.
Okay, hold on.
I know people are probably turning it down for me and turning it up for you, and that doesn't, I'm saying that doesn't work.
Got it. Yeah, like unlike a lot of guys who talk about crypto and gold and this and the other, I actually work on the institutional side in international markets, and I have been for over a decade, way over a decade at this point. So on the crypto side of things, yeah, I mean, every single day I'm talking to guys who are moving metals, who are moving crypto, and then we got to not only make adjustments because of what the market's doing, and then also what our clients want, but also to stay ahead of regulators, see which banks who are crypto or precious metal friendly today will not be crypto or precious metal friendly tomorrow. So these are the things that we have to navigate here given the circumstances. So it's a daily thing, man. So it's 7 days a week sometimes, 7 days a week.
And you're dealing with people like, I don't know if you're comfortable telling us, but what size deals, even if you want to give us a big range, what kind of size deals are you looking at?
We're looking at, I mean, we'll probably run, I'd say if I were to give a range, 25 to 50 million a week.
All right. So, and here's the thing, like I've known about this operation and even kind of helped bring some people to it. And long story short, you're talking about a group that has commandeered the largest dark pools in the business, right? So if you're somebody out there who wants to make some pretty big moves in crypto, and it's all, you got a KYC, and then, this isn't some like meet me with money bags at a bank and send me your wallet and these bolt BS weird over the counter, like, stuff that Joker brokers. Black Lion. Not making fun of any culture here, but we just had a funny experience. So understand that, look, here's the deal with it. If you do want to make a large move, the gorilla's your guy. This isn't some fly-by-night thing. You're going to have to KYC and do the real deal. But because of this, and the point is we're talking about this, not to advertise the over-the-counter service that the gorilla does. But when you're doing those numbers a week, anywhere from like 25 to 50 million a week is no joke. Like it's, I mean, you're talking about, I'm guessing you're talking about sovereign wealth funds. I'm guessing you're talking about like
family offices, businesses, investment funds, all these things. And here's the thing, man. It's like, I'll put it to you this way, right? If there's a multi-billion-dollar deal, I'm probably one of the only people on God's green earth that could actually get it done.
Yeah, didn't you guys handle Binance's Binance's liquidity when they had like
yes,
there's something happened to their exchange and you took care of it?
This is March of 2022. This is when Binance went down and you had traders that needed to settle trades. We settled all their trades.
There you have it. So you basically were the liquidity solution.
We were the liquidity. We were the liquidity solution. Think about it. These are traders who need to settle $1 million, $2 million, $10 million, $50 million, $20 million, $15 million, $18 million, and they need to get it done. We settled it for them. That was back in March of 2022.
Yeah, see, there you have it. So understand, like you're dealing with people here that myself, technical trader, been doing this since really 2019, but I've really been doing this since like 2017.
Yeah. So in other words, folks, we're not influencer personalities. You're not hearing Bitcoin Ben or Johnny Bitcoin Jimmy Johns or anything like that. We're the real dudes, man. We're the real Cowboy and myself. We're the real dudes.
Yeah. I mean, no, we chase down some news and stuff because that's actually what brings the crowd. But in the reality, I'm going to tell you right now, if you want to know the news, that's fine. But the charts tell you what you need to know. That's the end of it. Like, for example, with the ETF move, that move up to 50 you see on the screen, not the one right now, but if you look back here in like January of 24th, January 11th, that's when the ETF was announced. I told everybody for months that was probably going to be a sell the news event. Right. And everybody thought it was going to Bitcoin to the moon. It's going to push Bitcoin. I'm like, no. I mean, maybe in the next months or years after. Right. But most of these events that you see that are hyped up like that, that's going to be used as exit liquidity for the large money. So the large money is going to know that it's coming. The large money is going to go along. And when everybody gets excited and retail starts FOMOing at the top, then the large money is going to use that money to not only exit their position out of great profit, but also fill their short trades. And then they're going to force money down. And they're going to force that down so that their short trades end up in profit as they cover. And then they're going to cause people to panic sell at the bottom, right? And so they'll exit their shorts because that panic sell gives them exit liquidity to the downside, right? So let me describe this a little bit. Like the way that the market gets pushed around. And March, forgive me if I butcher this. Gongi Fat Choi, I think that's how it's said.
Gongi Fat Choi.
Yeah, I think that's how you say that. Okay. When I was a kung fu student, I actually was the rear half of the lion and the lion dance. Like
of course you're the rear. Of course you're the rear half.
Of course, I'm the rear half. Well, that's because the rear half has to be able to lift the front half and God.
You know
what I'm saying? Like I needed to put this girl up on my knees so that she could stand up, and the lion looks like it's 8 feet tall. But that's just basically getting money for the kung fu school. Anyway, that's like I'm like a white dude trying to act like I'm Chinese.
No, you're a circus monkey. That's what you are.
Pretty much, I'm a circus monkey. Like. Back in those days, oh my gosh, dude, the kind of shape I was in, bro, I was doing martial arts. I was doing it 2 to 3 hours a night, 6 days a week.
That's sick.
I mean, it was crazy. Gongshi Fat Chai. Okay, that's okay. I'm trying to read it like phonetically, the way that March just put it on. Now, China's a huge place, has different dialects, and I imagine maybe slightly different pronunciations around too. So I guess maybe I'm, I might have a hard time with it. Dude, I don't speak Chinese. So as much as I want to learn Mandarin. So anyway, the point here with this chart is we're going to take a look at the way that price gets pushed around and people's emotions get manipulated in the market, right? So ETF happened and the smart money had bought way below here. The smart money's positions were probably purchased in this consolidation at the bottom of it, or as price broke out above 40,000, the smart money started to get in, according to some of the intel that V got actually. So that being the case, if the smart money was in since like back here and the price FOMO's up and they have all kinds of metrics, they have the top money to handle this. When the ETF happens, all the people up here, all the retail people at the top of this, where everybody gets super, super excited, they're all putting their money and freaking out because they think Bitcoin's going to go to the moon because they're listening to, whoever. I don't want to bag on like Bitcoin Ben specifically. I don't know what he said.
I don't even know. I just made up that name. There's actually a person named Bitcoin Ben.
I don't know. It wouldn't surprise me.
How about Bitcoin Mooney? They listen to Bitcoin Mooney, and the Bitcoin Mooney says he's an influencer, and he says
he's an influencer. Yeah,
he's an influencer. He's under the influence of something.
Listen, you have to understand what our mission is. Like, we're trying to develop a team of traders. Yeah. We're trying to actually
teach you how to get free money, basically.
Thanks, March. I appreciate it. Yeah, well, I mean, free and not free. So here's the thing. Like, when you come to Algo Factory, for most people, it takes a lot of effort. I mean, this isn't something that's going to get you rich overnight. And anybody who ever tells you, oh yeah, you make money in 2 months, 1 month, that's probably not true. This does take work. It's simple. It's just not necessarily easy because it's like a marathon. Like a marathon's simple, bro. You don't have to like practice technique that much for running. It's just one foot in front of the other with a few like nuances there. And that's what this is too. But most people can't do a marathon as simple as a marathon is, right? Because they just don't have the practice, the dedication, the discipline, and they haven't worked their way up to it, right? So that's what trading is too. Trading is a marathon. It's not a sprint. And as long as you understand that and you're doing slow progress is still progress, one foot in front of the other every single day, knock out an hour or two a day, whatever it is you have, even if it's 30 minutes a day, you will eventually become profitable, most likely. I mean, there are those few people out there that it just doesn't click for, and you can't guarantee anything. So that's what goes on here. Now, our mission is to create a team of traders, because the more people we have with us trading, the more eyes in the market we have, the more our community is. And over the years, there is a Bitcoin Ben. Thank you, Trev. Over the years, my experience has been in business and in trading and in everything else. Having a team has made us all much, much stronger. So the more we can build our team, the better. Because otherwise, there's other ways to make money than like doing Algo Factory. This is about building a team. Okay, so let's talk about what happened with the real money. The big money got in early. They knew the ETF was coming. The news was telling everybody the ETF's going to take Bitcoin to the moon. Now, people like me are saying as it reaches some high point here, price is going to get pushed down. I said that. You can go back to my videos, look at everything in like December and November. You'll hear me say it at least once a week. And sure enough, people got excited. Now, the big money, they have so much money in Bitcoin positions that if they just sold willy-nilly, they crush the price down. Who knows how low? I don't know, 20 grand. Who knows, right? What they need in order to exit without pushing the price down is they need a bunch of people buying. They need a lot of people buying, and creating upward pressure on the price. Because when you buy, you create upward pressure. When you sell, you create downward pressure. Okay. So these institutional players who have lots and lots and lots of Bitcoin, if they sell lots and lots and lots of Bitcoin, they're going to put lots and lots and lots of downward pressure on the market. And then as they're selling, they're going to be crushing the price, and they're just going to be selling at a lower and lower and lower price. That does not bode well. This will not do. You need to sell at a high price. So in order to keep the price high as they're selling, they need to get people to buy to keep that price high. And that is called exit liquidity. It's people buying, providing them the upward pressure to exit such that as they exit, they're not pushing the price down. That's exit liquidity. And this wick where I keep rotating this arrow, that's exit liquidity. This is all the people FOMOing ETF. Yeah, you just gave the rich people, you give all the big real traders a chance to exit and take massive profits. Now what's happening? The price heads down and it breaks below this consolidation. And this literally is a panic sell at the bottom here, right? So the big money, not only did they exit liquidity, they exit their spot positions and everything else. They filled their shorts here too, right? So they actually got into shorts, which also requires buying. Because if you continue to short, you're going to break whatever it is. You're going to break it downward. It's kind of like when Soros broke the Thai baht, or when Soros broke the British pound. He just short sold it. That's all he did. So in order to sell something without breaking the price down, same kind of scenario, you need people to be buying. So all these FOMO people went ahead and filled the institutional shorts. And then the price came down, and all of the retail people who were still holding on to the Bitcoin panic sold because price went down below the December lows. And so as they panic sold, the smart money used that exit liquidity to the downside, exited their shorts and filled their longs. And now we are where we are, right? So emotions of retail are being manipulated. Now, is this happening right this moment? Is right now the smart money taking advantage of FOMO? And are they going to sell again at the top here? Are the bulls being trapped? Are the retail, mom and pop, you and me types, are retail people getting super excited about Bitcoin and pushing the price up, only to have it crushed back down in the same exact process that I drew here? It's possible. It might not happen until 53,000 though. there might be a wick, a panic buy up to 53,000. It might also happen right here at 49,000. It might not happen at all. But when I was talking to myself before I hit the live button, I was looking at the liquidity here. Okay, so we're over at the kingfisher.io. There is a link in the description if you want to go ahead and get a discount and actually use their service, like pay for use. But you can get free credits and just use it, but it's actually totally worth it to pay it. And they don't pay me to say anything. I don't even know who I am. I'm just saying how great they are. There's liquidity at 53,000 up here and a tiny bit up here at like 49,000, but most liquidity is to the downside. Now, if in fact the price continues to go up, what'll happen is, look, this liquidity at what, 42,000, that liquidity is there because people are long. People are long, and they would actually liquidate. Their trades would liquidate out at 42,500. And liquidate, what that means is that these guys are on a particular exchange where they have borrowed money to fund their trade. That's what derivatives are. And when their own collateral, their own money that they put down on this trade, not the money they borrowed, but when the money they put down in this trade starts to run out, they're just taken out of the trade. And a lot of people who trade derivatives use that as their stop loss. I do not understand why, because they incur a lot of fees. Now, here's the thing about it. The exchanges and the big money, that's where their money is made, is pushing price to these liquidity zones. And even in like regular markets, we don't have this like info, say, we don't have it readily accessible in like stocks or forex, but we have it in crypto. We have the top level view in crypto by using things like Kingfisher and resources like that. Now, if price on the charts favors a move down, I expect it to go to 42,250-ish, right? But as long as price favors a move up, the next stop off is going to be about 49,550. And if it can break above that, we might see a panic sell up or a panic buy up to about 53,000. So that's the look of what's going on. And what's going to tell me which way things are going, it's going to have to do with the charts and the algorithms that I that I have built, right? And I've spent years building these algos, years. I also have like 100 of them. But I only code the best ones, right? I could build 5 algos for you on the screen right now. Like, it's not, I've been doing it for so long, but it's also not that complex of a thing. It's not that complex, man. Everybody thinks algos are like, oh, this mystery. And, I don't know. It's just, I have a video on YouTube. You could go back and find it. And I may separate that video out. It's called What is an Algorithm? If you watch that video, you'll begin to understand algorithms are not like magic. You don't have to have a supercomputer and really thick glasses and a PhD in computer science. Like, you don't. I have a, an economics degree. I sure do, but I don't have a finance degree, and I could build these algos. It's not that hard to do. We teach you from the ground up how to do it, and you can trade them manually. You don't have to have them coded so that they're trading for you as you walk away, right? And long story short, my algos are going to tell me like a decent probability that as price reaches these liquidity zones that I've already marked out, is it going to reverse, right? Or is it going to continue up to 53,000? Because all this time, all the way up here, as we had this like back in November and October, I thought price was going to stop going up around this like 39,000 area. I did. However, my understanding of markets and my algos were like, okay, I think it's going to stop, but my charts say that there's no reason for it to stop. And if you go back and listen in October and November, you will hear me say, I think price will stop here, but the charts are not telling me it's going to stop. And as long as I kept following the charts, then I left my assumptions behind about what's going to happen at 39,000, and price sure as heck went up. All these months before, I'm like, yeah, 39,000 seems like a place where price might fall, right? But the charts never gave me that indication. And as long as the charts did not give me that indication, then I was right in going with the charts. So algofactory.tech, that's where to find us. QR code top right hand side of the screen. And we are at the end of the public live lab. So Gorilla, can you please give us that Gorilla send off so we can start talking to our private live lab?
Absolutely. Listen, guys, don't sit on the sidelines. Look, I mean, we proved to you yesterday, go back to yesterday's show. We were talking about where the Bitcoin price is headed. It happened exactly like that. And if you're part of the group, and you could have profited from it. So listen, don't sit there on the sidelines and wonder if this is for you or this is not. $1.66 a day, you have nothing to lose. $1.66 per day, you have nothing to lose. And we teach you how to make free money. And technically it is free money, right? Think about it. We teach you how to trade. Yeah, you're putting money up, or you're putting crypto up, whatever the heck it is, on the individual platforms that you're doing. But the education we give you is going to empower you where you can literally turn a profit. And it's a wonderful thing. It's a wonderful thing. Think about it. It's a wonderful thing. Whether you're making $100 a month or $100 a day and compounded, folks, it's tremendous at the end of the year. It all adds up, and we show you how to get it done. So follow us, algofactory.tech. Go ahead, Cowboy.